Okay, so we had a few questions from people saying, I'm in this role, how would I get started? Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the kind of scenario of a enterprise data quality guru, and we're going to try and create a business for them in about 25 steps. Okay, now I'm going to go quite quickly through this, so don't panic too much. All the slides are going to be on the site, so you can actually go through this in some detail afterwards, but the idea is just to show you from cradle to grave actually how you get this business off the ground. So the Enterprise DQ Guru probably works for a big blue chip company. They've got a lot of experience in taking data quality across the company, got lots of special knowledge on products. They've done the whole political thing, they understand how to navigate the silos, they've got a really good network inside the organisation but not so much of a network outside. Okay, and they've reached a plateau, which quite often happens. You get to the top, and then where else can you go? You don't want to be CIO. You've done the data quality thing. What can you do next? Okay, so this scenario is a person who wants to run their own business. What can they do? How can they get started? We're going to walk through that now. Okay, so first thing, sign up to LinkedIn Premium. Okay, and start to expand your network. We've talked about that before. Don't get too kind of hung up on particular roles and things like this. Think of a broad customer segment and just go for maximum kind of connectivity within that segment. Document all the problems you've ever had, working for a company, and all the problems you've solved, and think about individual roles within that company. Who did you help? Who is suffering the pain from that problem? And reconnect with these people. Establish relationships with them again, so get the phone numbers and get in front of them a bit more than you used to perhaps. Start to create content ideas for blogs and webinars and guides. Okay, you've got to think about what content these people like and just ask them. Just what problems do you have? I have this problem. Right, I'll create a piece of content for that and build this up. You're not going to release it yet. We're going to talk about that in a moment. So start getting your testimonials beefed up. Okay. Offer them first, that's the best way. If you offer them for someone, they generally give you one back. Reconnect with everyone you've ever worked with. Okay, find out whether people have the same problems that they face when you help them in other companies. So you help the CIO, they've gone to a new company, do they have the same problem? That gives you an indication of market size. Find out how they're solving problems now, which competitors they're using. Are they just struggling through? Are they using different products? What are they doing? Identify the roles in the problem areas you specialised in. All the different roles. So you have CIO, IT director, all these different types of roles can exist, and then document every kind of location these people are hanging out. So events, magazines, forums, blogs, LinkedIn groups. Figure out everywhere where these people are, and create a list of them and have links to them in like an Excel document or something like that. Because what you're going to do is you're going to build relationships with all the editors of those magazines and forums and group leaders. So people like myself. You just saw a guy there, Raphael Borrell, runs the Solvency II group. You want to be connecting with people like that and saying, hey, I work for this company, I'm keen to share my insights and help you build your audience as well. So build relationships with known competitors. Okay, much easier if you're already with a company, but I speak to all the kind of rival online communities that are in this kind of space, so it's easy to connect with competitors as well. So start to guest release some of your own content and start to build up a little bit of a Google presence for yourself. Good example, we had a guy the other day, Chen Liu, recently passed his IQCP, Gary Yor and another couple of guys. Within a day they were number one on Google for their name, just because we did a feature on them. So start to think about which online sites you can start to write to build your name, so when people search for you, you're top of the Google and your services are going to come through. Get on the panel of presentations at conferences. Obviously you can join our expert panel if you're an expert in data quality, MDM or data governance. Build up your content. Don't release it yet. Okay, we're going to create a large store so that when we go to launch time, it's all ready for you. Start to then think about these really simple little tangible propositions, and we're not going to go for really big full-blown Accenture style propositions at the moment. We're just thinking really simple, like things like Launchpad, okay, review, mentoring. Keep it very simple. Speak to the customer roles you want to connect with. Ask them what they think, okay, and this wash, rinse, repeat cycle. Keep going round and round and just trying out different propositions. Simulating what it would be like to speak to these different customer roles. You've not done it yet. You've not launched, so you're not really threatening. But you're just putting the feelers out there about whether these propositions will work. get all of these contacts, okay, because on LinkedIn you're gathering emails every single day, 20, 30 emails a day are coming in, you're connecting with people in the past, get them into MailChimp. Okay, it's the easiest contact management software to use because it doesn't ask for double opt-in. Other things like Aweber have double opt-in, and that's a killer for what we're about to do in a moment. So MailChimp is the best one probably. And then I want you to create just a phenomenal piece of content that's slap bang in the middle of the pain point of your target audience. Okay, and this will get you going. Good example, Jim Harris, when he was basically launching his own business, and OCDQ blog, I'm sure you've heard him. He came over to DQ Pro and wrote like a five section piece on identifying duplicate customers. It's just phenomenal. The amount of traffic that generated for us and him, it's just been incredible, and that really helped launch his blog and his business. So that's what that's what I want you to do. Think about a really solid piece of content that you can give away in a book, an ebook, or a webinar series, or something like a series of videos even. That's going to be called your pillar content, and that's the thing that's going to really kind of elevate you when you start. That's the thing that you're always going to be able to come back to when you're in a networking event or whatever. You say, oh, I've written a book. They don't need to know that it's an electronic book. You've just written a book, and that's the thing that people can get a hold of. And spread that everywhere you can. So put it on DQ Pro, put it on other sites, and just you want people to read it. Don't worry too much about putting it all behind an email firewall, okay? Because really what we're trying to do is just get people to read that content, and then obviously release this openly. Get it on your blog, get it on LinkedIn, as many sites as you can. But obviously on the second page, when people read that piece of content, they're going to find out who you are and how to contact you. So you don't really need a website at this stage. Obviously Data Quality Pro has a full profile management center now, so you can create things like a resource center on there. You can create all your web pages on there, your profile. You can identify which services you offer, the whole kind of thing. It's much richer than LinkedIn in many ways. So you can build all those kind of things on your Data Quality Pro profile, and you can do it on the free version or the premium version, or obviously the service provider version, where you basically get a company account. So what I would then say is start to host things like webinars via things like DQ Pro around proposition areas that you want to get into, and what you can then do is gauge response. We'll give you the stats. We can't tell you which companies, but we can tell you how popular that proposition was, which market sectors had the most, was it most attractive for, how long did people stay on that webinar for, and what size of companies those people are in. Together we can kind of figure out ways for you to kind of tap into these markets and kind of validate the size of them. Build your website and your blog. Pre-populate your posts. Okay, so you've got, I said before, you've been writing all these articles. Start to populate them as posts that will go out over several weeks in the future, and then start to syndicate some of this content via other channels. Build channel connections and partnerships in advance of your launch. So you want to be doing these things just before you launch. So you're building all your social media outposts. You're connecting with all the bloggers out there. Okay, and then you launch. Okay, you launch, and this is where you go all out. So you're promoting webinars, you're pushing out expert content. So you've already created it, so there's no huge drain. You're just literally pressing buttons now, and then you're on everything you're doing. You're saying, link to my workshop, link to my online seminar. You want links all the way back to your home base, which could be Data Quality Pro, or it could be your own website once you've got that up and running. I'd advise you to create a website with a blog all integrated. Don't have separate blogs over here and websites over there. Put it all on the same page. And then obviously build relationships again, follow up, and then think about how you're going to create your ladder. So mentoring, launchpad type services, review type services, something light to get into these organizations, and then build these bigger consultancy services if that's what you want to do. And then finally, identify associates. Who's going to help you scale this business up? If you look at Dara O'Brien, we've just featured him on the site. He's the master at associate building. He's been doing that really well. So he's now got a platform where he can build, he can grow beyond just a one-man band. So look at the interview with Dara. You'll get some good tips there on how to grow. And that's really it's fairly straightforward. It just takes a huge amount of effort. I won't lie to you. It's not simple in terms of the amount of effort you're going to put in there. But the actual process is fairly straightforward if you're an expert in your niche. If you really understand your niche, you can go for it and you can get a business out there. And like I say, Data Quality Pro will back you all the way. And like I say, because we need content, you need leads, and we can work with you on that.